It's May 15th, and we're doing a PoliticIt podcast today. I'm Sterling Morris.
And I'm Josh Light.
And today we're going to be talking about the Nebraska senatorial primary. Now, Josh, this is a pretty interesting election for you, isn't it?
Yes, Sterling, it is interesting. In fact, I am a Cornhusker. I was born in Nebraska, so this one hits home for me.
Go Huskers.
Yes, thank you, Sterling. So this race is really interesting right now because it's been between Don Stenberg and Jon Bruning pretty much the whole time. They've just been duking it out. They both have quite a bit of money. I mean, Bruning has a lot more money than Stenberg, but they've just been duking it out the last couple months.
Yeah, well, when we looked at the data on Facebook, Jon Bruning clearly has a strong lead. He has more than 23,000 Facebook followers, and that's quite a bit of a distance from the second, Don Stenberg, who only has 2,500. Deb Fischer in third has 729, so she's kind of creeping up there. And on Twitter, it's the same story, really. Jon Bruning has 2,000 Twitter followers. Don Stenberg is a little bit closer with 1,809 followers, and Deb Fischer is in third with 482. Now, Don Stenberg in second place on Twitter, being so close to Jon Bruning is a little bit of an indicator that this race might be closer than some may think. But it'll be interesting to see what happens today in Nebraska.
Yeah, and I wouldn't count Fischer out because she's really had some huge endorsements the last couple days. The last couple weeks she's got $200,000 put into an attack ad and also a promotional commercial for her from the founder of Ameritrade, which was huge for her. And then she had Sarah Palin and Herman Cain just jump on her train and really help boost her numbers today. And I think that's going to have a big impact for her.
Yeah. The other thing that's pretty interesting is in a recent poll, 25% of the primary voters in Nebraska said they didn't know who she was. But we looked at her Wikipedia article, and within the last day, she's actually seen more hits than both Jon Bruning and Don Stenberg. So she's seen 540 hits compared to Jon and Don, who both saw 318 within the last 24 hours. And for us, when we see Wikipedia searches, that's a real good indicator that interest is being generated, and those primary voters are going out to kind of get to know who Deb is.
Thanks, Sterling. Now let's take a break and hear from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is the Power Pot from Power Practical. The Power Pot is a new, lightweight, portable cooking pot that generates electricity from the boiling of water. That's right, it creates electricity from water. When you're in the woods, you can cook and charge your cell phone at the same time. Get yourself a Power Pot at www.thepowerpot.com. Mention this ad for a discount. Discount available for a limited time.
All right, we're back from our sponsor. Josh, what can you tell us about the implications of this data?
Well, there's a lot of implications for the general election. Now, let's just assume that these endorsements that Fischer's received help push her up and she actually wins, or Stenberg wins today against Bruning, who everyone has thought was going to win for a long time. Well, if that happens, Stenberg only has $700,000 he's really raised for this race, and also Fischer's only raised, $400,000, and that's significantly less than the likely Democrat nominee, who doesn't really have a big contender in this race. So if either of those individuals win, they're going to have a hard time beating the likely nominee. Our IT scores show that Bruning has a 19 right now, and the Democrat nominee has a 17, and then Stenberg and Fischer only have a 13. So they're really going to have to invest heavily in digital influence, and they're going to really have to get on raising money that they've spent attacking each other in this primary season.
Well, very interesting commentary and data there, and that's your PoliticIt primary forecast for Nebraska's senatorial race. Thanks a lot.